And for my StreamYard to go live. Hey, Dr. Bob Rakowski here, wellness transformation expert. This week, we're talking about a low-risk path to more money. I was in a Vegas mastermind last week, and there's a guy that's just, building a phenomenal network, adding a lot of value to the world. And he leads with a business opportunity. He's got some great products, clean products, stuff like that. And I said, look, how did you build such a massive team, well over 100,000 people in just 3 years of effort? He said, Bob, I just tell people, look, I've got a low risk path to secondary income. I can explain some of that to you in a matter of minutes. Do you want to learn? You know what? Most people say yes. So if you are looking for a low risk path to more money, and I might even say more health, more happiness, success, we've got it. And so I'm going to go with some basic facts. There's a statement that says, your network is your net worth. So I often like to ask people, do you see that to be true? Do you know that to be true? Think about the wealthiest people you know, the most powerful people you know. Do they have a network? If you would consider yourself an influencer, well, who are you influencing? And reality is, in some way or another, we probably are influencing people. We're either influencing them that we have something good to offer, or maybe we're influencing in a way that says, I'm going to look in another direction. We have a team of nearly 30,000 people in 20 countries. With part-time effort, I've built an amazing team, my wife and I, of course, with the help of everybody on the team. And people want to generally know four things. What's your products? How much money can I make? What do I need to do to make the money? What's the downside? And I'm going to start with those. So what do we have? We have healthy gourmet coffee and tea, reishi infused. If you've seen our Reishi Warriors Connections videos, I'm often on this call on Thursdays with Eric and Heloisa Higgins, a couple of our amazing partners in Portugal. And they are phenomenal testimonials. Eric, just a beast of an athlete, a stuntman, an actor, phenomenal trainer and coach. And he said, he had his first cup of reishi coffee and he felt limitless, like Bradley Cooper in that movie. His brain was so sharp. Heloisa had some digestive challenges. And guess what? Those got better after a period of weeks. Myself, I've been a health nut for 40 years at this point. But, a decade ago, I was drinking a lot of Starbucks coffee. I was spending a lot of money. Guess what? About $500 a month at Starbucks. And people might say, Bob, how could you spend $500 a month? Well, I have a clinic and I have patients and I love my patients. And Starbucks, was, across the street from my clinic. So I would make a call. I'd say, hey, who wants Starbucks? Almost everybody would raise their hand. And I'd send my staff over and we'd often, bring back $50, $60 worth of Starbucks for everybody that was in the clinic that day. Well, now, interestingly enough, we put a water boiler, healthy coffee samples. People still want coffee, whether it's black, latte, mocha, the world's best organic coffee, blood sugar friendly latte and mocha. We just ask them, you want a coffee? And guess what? We can make them a coffee right there in the clinic. But when they fall in love with it, we also tell them, listen, you can buy a box. And when people fall in love with our coffee, which is the vast majority of people that try it, I tell them there's three options. You could be a retail customer. I'm happy to sell it to you. For a small fee, you could be a wholesale buyer. Or if you're like me, you could get paid to consume and share the product. And people often ask, well, how does that work? And I say, look, you build a team, you build a network. And well, how do you do that? Well, maybe you don't have skills, but you can probably share a sample of coffee. You can send them to a reference. We've got plenty of references that talk about why reishi is so amazing. If you're one of those people that want to look on your own, what you do is you basically go to pubmed.gov. And what you're going to find out is that there's over 3,500 studies on Ganoderma. It's anti-inflammatory by 15 different mechanisms. It's profoundly anti-infective. It was one of the things that was proven very early on to be effective against a virus that people were concerned with. Don't take my word for that. Look that up on PubMed, but even go a step further, type in Ganoderma and HIV, and you're going to find that this is the reference in the literature. It says Ganoderma has many proteases that block replication of the HIV virus. So it's a better coffee. And in fact, how much better? We were voted the best organic coffee in the world in 2022. Now, that might be enough for most people to say, well, that's interesting. I'd like to try it. Well, I give a money back guarantee. If you buy a box of coffee, and here's what I'm going to tell you to do. You either reach out to me or reach out to Eric or Heloisa, or maybe if someone referred you to this video and say, I want the one box experience, try it. And here's what I tell people. If you're not 100% satisfied after that coffee, I'll refund every penny. 12 years in this partnership, I have not had anybody that I've refunded. One person came back and said, no, I don't think I like that too much. We gave him a different option and he loved that one. So one person didn't like the first option, but guess what? The second was better. We've got something for every single pallet, which is absolutely wonderful. I see my Instagram pause for a second. Not sure why. I guess we lost our connection, but I see some of you are still with me. So happy, beautiful day there. So we have the world's healthiest gourmet coffee and tea. What about the tea? The tea was used, our red tea, by Eliud Kipchoge, who's the guy that ran the first sub 2-hour marathon. I had a consult today with an elite runner, approaching that 4-minute mile mark. And I said, look, what do you know the name Eliud Kipchoge? He says, yeah, everybody that runs distance knows that. I said, guess what? He used our product to improve his lung function, his testosterone cortisol ratio, his timing, his strength, his ability to perform. Would you like to try some? They said, absolutely, I want to try some. And here's what I can tell you. We've got so many people having so many profound benefits. How will you know if it's good for you? Try it. Get our 1-box experience. By the way, we also have all organic skincare, so clean you could eat it. Manuka honey, jojoba oil, different things in there that people that are into skincare will like. Here's what I can tell you. I wasn't into skincare before, but I am now. I put it on my face every single day. And you know what? People some people ask me, right? You might have known me for a period of time. They say, wow, your skin's looking good. What are you doing? Hey, I'm using all natural, clean, organic skincare. By the way, we also have soap and toothpaste, so you can get a beautiful mouth, freshen your breath. And yeah, it's proven to kill bad bacteria in the mouth that can cause bad breath. We have a brain training technology with over 50 published studies, over 20 years. A better brain in 90 minutes is guaranteed. And here's the amazing thing. If you partner with us, if you do brain training every day and are what's called a star achiever, you get 10 customers in your coffee business. You qualify after you do that for a year for a free trip. So it's amazing. And we also have a travel platform with partnerships with over 200,000 resort locations around the world. So if you want the best price guarantee on travel, reach out to us. So what am I sharing today? A low risk path to more income. If you want to partner with us, any one of those products that I mentioned, brain training, coffee, tea, hot cocoa for kids, travel, skincare, you can get it at wholesale prices for a small fee, or you can partner with us to make the world better. How much money are some people making? Go ahead and look up network marketing. It is in the business model of network marketing, which has been around for over 70 years. It's in over 100 countries. They do over $200 billion a year in sales. And interestingly enough, just this last year, the network marketing industry through Jeff Olson, thank you, Jeff. He wrote the book, The Slight Edge. He sued the federal government for basically deceptive practices and suppression of free enterprise because they were putting all kinds of restrictions on network marketing companies. And finally, when the federal courts looked at this, they said, no way, you guys are not being fair at all. So now it's actually estimated that the distribution model of network marketing will grow from 200 billion a year, now 2024, to 330 billion by 2030. So that 130 billion, that means there's plenty to go around for all of us. Here's my advice for you. The business model works. If you're looking for secondary income, it's the consensus lowest risk path to secondary income. If you want better products that people are using every single day, reach out to myself, the Higgins, or if someone referred you to this, whether it's Facebook Live or Instagram Live, and say, you know what, I want that low risk path to better income. I want better health. I want better habits, healthy coffee and tea. I want better skincare. I want the best price on travel, and I want a better brain. If you want those things, we've got them all for you. And I'm going to wrap up with the words of Jim Rohn. When he'd wrap up a presentation like this, he'd always ask 4 questions. So the first question, why? Why'd you take the time to join us today? There's so many other things you could do. Second question was the answer to the first. Why not? Why not look into a proven system with proven products with a proven company? By the way, we've been around 15 years, crossed $1 billion in sales in our first 5 years without any advertising. So how strong are our products? Strong enough to do that. Next question, why not you? Someone's going to say, okay, this makes sense. And here's what I'll tell you. If it makes sense, it also makes dollars. The final question is, why not now? So here's the reality. The longer you wait to act on information, the least likely you are to act on it. take your step, get our one box experience, or say, you know what have I got to lose? Maybe 50 bucks for partnering with you and 20 plus thousand other people on our team around the world, all working for a better cause. You don't have much to lose. You have a lot that you could potentially gain. And with that said, I'm Dr. Bob Rakowski, absolutely knowing that we can all be happy, healthy, and successful. So see you next week. See you Tuesday for Ask the Doctor. Enjoy and start your better life today.